have been keeping a little secret, haven't we?
Yeah. Is my ass on the right way?
Yeah, I'm sure. Do you want to tell them what our little secret is?
I'll let you tell them.
So we've decided that we are going to live full-time van life.
Dun dun dun!
Dun!
That is the big news. Well, the wind's rocking the van. As you can probably see, the van isn't converted yet either.
Nope. So we are on a very tight schedule to get the van done in time for our tenancy being up on the house. So we have until the 15th of May, which, if you know your dates, that's not a very long time.
And considering it's now, what, the 28th, 29th of February?
Yeah.
So we've got until from now to the 15th to get this van. It doesn't have to be completed, doesn't have to be completely done, but it needs to be at least livable. So insulated, appliances in, bed in. Hopefully I'll get the interior painted as well and the doors varnished. But there's a lot to do.
A lot.
We've got the water tank going in, is it the 11th of April?
Yeah.
11th of April for the water tank. We've gone to Sean Barrett at Barrett Tanks, getting 160 litre water tank that fits where the spare wheel carrier fits. So I've got to take that off. We're not bothered about having the spare wheel under the van because we're putting BF Goodrich all-terrain tyres on and it won't fit in the spare wheel carrier with them on. So the spare wheel's going under the bed for now until I can be bothered to build a wheel carrier for the back door, or buy one. I might buy one. I'm lazy like that. Oh, and you can probably hear the rain hampering our van progress.
So as you can tell, we're spending every last minute and second that we've got. So we both work, so any time in the evening after work is spent working on the van. Weekends are spent working on the van. I mean, last night we were in here till 10:30.
10, 11 o'clock.
Yeah. So we're just hammering out everything that needs to be done to make it livable for us to live in. The original plan wasn't to live in the van. It was to just use it for weekends and campouts and things like that. But we were buying a house and it fell through, and we don't have time to buy another house in the time that our tenancy's up. And if we're not out of the house by the time our tenancy's up, we have to sign for another year, which, as you know, when you're buying a house, it's not really, you don't want to be tied in for another year in the house that you're in. So we decided to take the plunge and live in the van until we can find a house, or, I mean, we're planning for a year at least, aren't we?
Yeah, we're planning, well, we're going to take a year of van life and see how we find it. If we're enjoying it and liking it, we'll extend that period longer, because the amount of money we can save living in a van is astronomical. So we can put that money to one side, do upgrades to the van, and still have loads of money left over to put into a savings account to get an even better house. Because ideally we want not a huge house, we want some land with the house, maybe get a couple of goats and a couple of Highland cows, a barn, so I can do bits and bobs, enjoy tinkering,
Yeah.
do repairs to the van. Like at the moment I have to use where I work to spray the van, so I can only use that during work hours, so I have to take a week's holiday and do it all during work hours, where if we had a place where I could work from 24/7, I could spray the van whenever I want. I could spray the van at 2 o'clock in the morning if I felt like it.
But that's our big plan anyway.
And the big news, as Chantal puts it.
Yeah.
But, whoa!
The van's rocking.
The van, don't come knocking when the van's rocking. So, what's the plan for, since we've both got full-time jobs and I need my work van for work and you need your car to get to work, where are we going to live in the van?
So, Connor's mum, hi Jill, has chosen unwillingly to let us live on a driveway during the week. Only because I have my car to drive to work, Connor has his work van that he has to use for work as well as this. We can't just drive around, sleep somewhere and then go to work the next day, because we have 3 vehicles to think of, and where are we going to put them 3 vehicles that are safe, and who's going to drive them 3 vehicles, because there's only 2 of us. So we're Jill has very kindly, unwillingly let us live on her drive for a year.
The other bonus to that is we're sort of semi-van life, full-time, sort of not. We've got access to water whenever we need it. We can plug into electrical whenever we need it if solar's a bit crap.
I can use a washing machine.
You can use a washing machine. We can go for a shower in the house if we want. You can go to the toilet in the house if we want. Luckily my mum's got an outside toilet so we can empty the cassette toilet there. It just makes things a bit easier. We're off the road then, we're nice and safe, it's comfortable there. And plus, my mum's got a big garage that I can tinker in.
Keep them out of my hair.
Yeah, so we've got that. That makes life easier, going from living in a house to full-time van life with having 3 vehicles and not really a life conducive to full-time van life.
No, because it's a massive change going from being in your house full-time and never going even away in your camper van at all, even on weekends, to living in it full-time. And I think me and Connor, it's going to be a big change for both of us.
Yeah, it's a huge change of lifestyle. We're going into it open-minded.
Mhm.
Hopefully it works out and we like it, and we might end up doing it for, you never know, 4 or 5 years because we fall in love with it. We might absolutely hate it and only last a year, but van life it's down to the individual whether they can do it or not. A lot of people say you'll figure out within the first 2 months whether van life's for you or not. So we're aiming for a year.
Mhm.
Hopefully we get a year.
I might have murdered you by then.
That's true. I might have murdered you.
Well,
Drowned you in my mum's pond.
yeah, maybe.
Yeah, sounds a good idea. And buried her in the back of the garden.
Yeah, if I go missing, you know where I am.
Yeah, buried in my mum's
Jill's
garden.
back garden.
Yeah. So I think that's it really, isn't it?
Mhm. I mean, there is pros and cons to both living in a van.
Yeah.
And I think we are very aware of the cons.
Yeah,
And
we've followed a lot of people who do full-time van life, and we've had chats and watched what they're doing and got tips off them, like the likes of Gadget John and Mandy,
yeah,
Virgo,
yeah.
Mr. Greg,
Mhm.
who else? Pollard, Ash Pollard,
Yeah.
Project Slaphead, which he's just revealed is Slaphead. So we know what we're getting into.
Yeah.
We're not going into this blind. We have talked to people.
And we're not going into it thinking it's going to be great either. We do know that, size, space, sharing each other's company 24 hours a day, they're all cons.
It depends how you look at it, doesn't it? It depends how
Yeah.
much you want to do my head in or not.
Well, very easy. It's not hard.
Very easy.
But we also look forward to the pros of it, of, being able to go away and
Yeah.
travel different places and see more than our living room
Yes.
and the TV.
And the van parked outside the house
Yeah.
and freezing my little testes off working on it in the winter.
Yeah. That's definitely a pro.
Yeah, once this is built, I'm going to be so happy. Once the main part of it's built, everybody says, oh, once my van's finished, your van's never finished. You're always going to find something. You're always going to probably want to stick lights on it, different wheels, modify the interior slightly, add a CB radio, stuff like that.
Yeah, little tiny things, but we are looking forward to it being livable and to move out of our house, really.
Yeah, I'm sick of being rented. It's so restricting. You can't even put a nail in the wall without getting told off like a naughty schoolboy for it, really. I mean, this van's going to be kitted out with all the mod cons of a house. We're going to have a Truma 4E combi boiler, so we'll have hot water and blowing air heating. We are also going to fit, probably in the next 12 months, so not straight away, a diesel heater as well. So we've got 2 forms of heating if we need it. Love to have a log burner, but we just don't have the space, do we?
No.
We're going to have mobile internet and a big antenna on the roof, so we don't have to worry about being disconnected from the world. We're always going to be connected, really, in the UK.
Yeah.
We've got enough water on board to see us for at least a week, probably more, 160 litres. 38 litres of LPG on board, so that'll do us probably 3 weeks of heating and hot water with a bit of cooking.
Yeah.
Little waste tank, we
Yeah.
can empty that down grids quite often, so that's it doesn't need to be huge.
Yeah. We're gonna have a proper cooker in.
Proper cooker. We're going to go for a Thetford 4-burner hob with a grill and oven.
Yeah,
all set.
at first we were only just going to go with the hob, because being away at weekends, we see being away as like a treat. So
yeah, we don't want to
be cooking.
Takeaways and eating out for the win.
Yeah, but obviously living full time, that changes things, because we can't afford to be eating out every night and eating takeaway all the time. So that, you know, we're going to have a cooker so that we can cook proper food. And then probably at weekends just do the being away, eating out, having takeaway.
Saying that, it depends where we are away at the weekend, doesn't it? Because if we're camped out in a wild camping spot in the middle of nowhere, I doubt Domino's are going to deliver to the top of bloody Bala.
They might do.
They might do.
Find a Domino's.
Find a Domino's.
We'll try it and let you know.
Yeah, that'll be a whole video in itself.
Yeah. Obviously, we're going to try and attend meets and, you know, shows and things like that.
Yeah, we're planning on doing the International at Stratford-upon-Avon. Avon. Is it Avon?
Avon.
It's Avon.
Not Haven.
Gadget John, Greg, most of the YouTube van life are going to be there.
Yeah.
The crew.
You'll see Connor, because he'll be the only one in high vis, as you can see. It's his usual attire.
If we're there, which hopefully we will be, feel free to come and have a look around the van. Don't know what state it'll be in, how far I've got.
We might just have our camping chairs like this.
Yeah, we might be sleeping on the floor on an airbed. You don't know. We'll see. But yeah, feel free. I'll put a link in the description below to John and Greg's YouTube. If you go on them and watch their videos about it, they tell you about their discount code that you can use, which is 20% off the tickets. So I'd highly suggest using one of their to choose which one you like the best, because I think there's a bit of a competition going on between them. So and come down, because it's always a great event. This year they're combining it with the Overland show, so not only are you going to have camper vans and motorhomes there, you're going to have all the big overlander vehicles and the Land Rover lads, which
that's Connor's thing.
That's my type of thing. The big 8-wheel drive overland vehicles, I love all that type of thing. So that will probably be one of the first proper big shows we're going to, well, events we're going to. Whether the van's even partially completed is another matter, but it should be by then.
We'll see.
So, we hope. So what I think we'll do now is Chantel will give you a little tour of what we've actually got done since we've bought the van.
Yeah.
So we'll catch you on that one.
Cheerio! Hello. So, the things that we've done in the van, we started with the pods, so the sleeping pods. And what this does is this extends the sleeping area. So where I'm standing, right here, this would be our bed, yeah? So imagine me lying down with my feet up, yeah? Connor's head would be touching the wall and his feet would be right up against. So just for a tiny bit of extra room, we've added the sleeping pods just to extend it out a little bit. So, and then we've put in the skylight, which has a fly blind, if that's what it's called. I don't
Fly
know.
screen.
Fly screen. And also a blackout blind. So this helps with ventilation. I can't reach, I'm too small, but I would open it for you, but I actually can't reach.
Should we show you?
Oh.
Right, you grab that. So, we've got little ventilation and we've got tabs that lock it down, so if it's a bit windy, it's not going to blow the skylight clean off. Then you've got another option for a bit more, and then you've got all the way, which, as you can see, opens nice and wide, and you can see outside. Nice.
So yeah. So next, let Connor close that. Okay. So next, we've worked on the floor. So I come in, I cleaned it all up, and then Connor come in and he treated the bits of rust, as you can see on the wheel arch. I'll move this out of the way for you, you can see. Yeah. So he's treated it with crust.
Yeah, hammerite crust.
Hammerite crust. And then we've painted over it with a paint, hammerite paint, white paint.
Hammerite smooth.
Yeah. Which has made the floor very slippy now. What's it do?
It just gives it a layer of protection.
Yeah. So it looks a lot better now because it was very dirty. The van used to be a builder's van, so it had all racking and was boarded out, and underneath, when we took all the boards out, it was filthy with dust and shite. So moving further down the van, is that all we've done up here?
Yeah, that's all.
Yeah. Moving further down the van, we have added 2 windows, one to either side. They're opening, they open, but I'm not going to do that. We've put a privacy level glass on, so when you are looking out of the glass during the daytime, people can't look in. Has the opposite effect of a nighttime, because when the lights on are in the van, people, you can't see out, but people can definitely see in. So of a nighttime, put your blinds on just in case there's peeping toms. Then we've put in the Max fan, and that is to help circulate the air in the van, and also when it's summer it will help bring air in, cool the van down, and hopefully circulate some like air conditioning. It's got a remote. It's very dodgily wired in at the moment, but we're gonna fix that.
Yeah, it'll pull air in or out of the van. It's got an automatic function, so you can set a temperature and it'll automatically come on at that temperature.
Yeah.
If you just have a window cracked, so say the skylight cracked on a vent function, and have that on 50%, you can feel it sucking the air through the van and exiting out the maxi fan.
Brilliant power for a tiny little fan. When it's on and you put your hands near it, you can't feel it, but when you're in line with the window or the skylight when they're open, you can feel the air sucking through the van. So what else we've done is we've fitted a reversing camera. Now, I have never driven the van before, but I decided that today, whilst Connor was at work, I would reverse the van and turn it round in our little driveway close. So having the reversing camera, I would never have done it if that wasn't on, because I'm too scared of reversing and hitting things, which is a common occurrence. Mostly fences, but yeah. So I decided I was gonna turn the van around for him so that the sliding door was on the opposite side, and it made it so much easier to reverse, knowing that I could see everything that was behind me. So that is brilliant. It was only £67.
64.
£64 off eBay, and that's for the camera, the screen, all the wiring and everything. Connor will put a link in it for you. To watch us do all of the stuff, putting all the things in for a more in-depth chat, probably more technical because I'm not very good at that. Connor's the man for that. We do have a van build video for each section of the van that we've completed.
We don't have a van build video for the reversing camera.
No, we don't.
But if you want to know about the reversing camera and you want me to go through the wiring, if you comment below, I will do a little video and show you how it's wired in, because it's not wired in normally, is it?
No, it's not.
It's wired in that as soon as you turn the ignition on, it turns the screen on.
Yeah.
Which makes it more of a rear view camera than just a reversing camera. It's not wired in to only come on when you put it in reverse.
Yeah. And then the last thing that we done on the van was last night we done some sound deadening and vapour barriering.
Insulation and vapour barrier.
Yeah. Behind the headliner in the van. So just behind here, Connor took that whole piece out and then put some sound deadening, insulation and some vapour barrier in there, and then we've put it all back on, because what was happening is there was loads of condensation building in between the liner and the van, and it's caused that much condensation that our now alarm module doesn't work.
The first one didn't work. It blew up the first one.
Yeah, the first one didn't work, so we've had to replace that. But it was all collecting, and when Connor actually took the old alarm module out, I think the next day we got in the van to drive it, and there was literally like, it was just pouring. So it was like somebody had turned on the tap and it had just coming out of the hole, dripping all over us. So we've managed to sort that condensation area out.
It didn't help that the van was leaking like a sieve at the time.
No, it didn't. But we now have no leaks. We are condensation free, and we have windows, pods and the floor, and 2 fans in. So some of the paintwork done. So the next step is to get the flooring and the gas tank as well. We're rocking. So yeah, that's a tour of our van. Remember to like, subscribe and ring the bell.